Shri Radhey, dictation exercise 23. Dictation 80 words a minute. Start. How we say a thing is generally just as important as what we say full stop. Sometimes it is important because we can change the meaning of the words we use by the way we say them. Full stop. If we place weight on one word rather than on another, we can change the feeling of our words. Full stop. By changing the expression of our voice, we can suggest that we are serious or that we are speaking only in play. Full stop. For example, you may say to a friend, full stop, you really are the most senseless person I ever met. Full stop. With such a remark, you could break with your friend forever, but in 9 cases out of 10, such a remark will have been made lightly, as if in play and in under the words there is just a suggestion of seriousness. Your friend is free not to remark upon it because you have made the statement so lightly. Full stop. Para. Sometimes people do not wish it to be said that they are not speaking the truth, and yet they do not want to speak the truth. Full stop. They therefore take words which in themselves could be true but use them in such a way as to suggest a different meaning. Para. It is not, however, only in connection with meaning or the results of our words that it is important to be careful. Full stop. How we use our voice is important in itself. Full stop. We often hear such remarks as, she has such a pleasing speaking voice, or her voice really gets me down. Full stop. I simply could not live with it. Full stop. And it is true that there are voices we like to hear and voices that we do not like to hear. Full stop. Para. Few of us really know the second of our own voices. Full stop. It seems that our hearing is not planned in such a way as to let us hear ourselves perfectly. Full stop. We therefore often go through life thinking we speak in one way when, in fact, we speak in some quite different way. Full stop. Our opportunities for hearing our own voices are much better than they used to be because recording machines are now quite common, and most of us can find an opportunity at some time or another to speak into such a machine and then have the record played back full stop. Generally, such an experience is a surprise full stop. I was personally very much surprised at my own voice full stop. The first time I heard a record of it was some years ago full stop. I was in a strange town and I went into a big store full stop. This store offered for quite a small sum to let you speak into the recording machine and they would then send the record of your voice to any part of the world full stop. I thought it would be good to send a few words home to my mother, and I accordingly thought up a few words, said them, paid, and went away full stop. Some weeks afterwards, I heard the record full stop. It was a surprise, but now just the kind of surprise I like full stop. I had always thought I had a rather light voice and said my words reasonably quickly. Full stop. I found that on the record my voice was low, almost deep, and that I had been speaking at a very low rate full stop para. More recently, I made a full-size record speaking throughout at 100 words a minute, but the result was just the same full stop. On the playback, I heard a low, rather deep voice, speaking at about 10 words a minute full stop para. We can never really know ourselves what we look like, what we sound like, how our actions appear to others. Full stop. Perhaps this is just as well because, even if we cannot really see ourselves, as we are, it is equally certain that other people do not see us as we really are, either. Full stop. The opinions each person holds about another person are influenced by that person's many experiences, as well as by the quality of the person's own hearing and seeing. Full stop. Para. There is one thing that we can do, however, and that is to train ourselves to speak and act in a way that we ourselves believe to be satisfactory. Full stop. If we cannot please others, we can at least try to please ourselves, but it is important, highly important, in fact, that we try to follow only the best examples. Full stop.